Just about screwed up, but luckily I caught myself. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started and try to get this sucker on here. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Gonna like this one, okay? What we're gonna do is we're going to be swapping out the front cam sprocket on this from a 1x to a 4x. Okay, probably seen in my other videos about the issues I have, and if you haven't clicked on those, go ahead and click up there. But anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to be swapping out the front cam sprocket, and we're going to try to get this front cam sensor to work on this. Okay, and I explained it in my other videos, but in a nutshell, I can probably explain it on this one again just to make sure, bring everybody up to date exactly the reason why we're doing this and stuff. So with that, let me go ahead and roll that video, and then we'll get back to this. Okay, going to start off with a little bit of the news or update to an existing project that I have been trying to complete, and that is moving the rear cam sensor to the front cam sensor. Okay. And when I did all that stuff, the car would not want to run. I mean, that thing would sit there and backfire on me. So I did a lot of reading and did a lot of research on what could that be possibly be happening. I run a MSD 6014 box, okay? And what I did, I went out and purchased a front cam sensor and the timing sprocket. It's that half moon looking shape. And if you know what it is, I'll put it here in the video. Basically, it has only kind of a raised portion on that, and that's what the sensor picks up. So as the cam goes around, it turns, this cam sensor picks that up. Okay, so what I'm thinking that's happened, I'm pretty sure, and I actually found it in an instruction booklet. It's not in my instruction booklet I got from MSD, but I found it online that it had in there that you can run a 24x rear crank sensor and a 4x front cam sensor, okay, which is really strange to do it that way, but that's what that booklet said. So but anyway, this is kind of give you an idea of how I got things set up, or how I'm going to get things set up here. I got something later on the bench I'm going to show you. Okay, kind of give you an idea what I got going on. You got the rear crank sensor. It's a 24x, okay. I have in the car a one-time cam, or it's a one-time cam sensor. This is what the cam sensor looks on the rear of the car, okay. And what I did, I put in a sprocket in the, here, let me get that out of the way. I put in a one-time sprocket. That's that half moon looking shaped sprocket that I have in there, okay. And that's a front cam sensor, okay. And when I did all that stuff, it did not work at all. It backfired, it popped, it didn't want to run. Scared the you-know-what out of me. So, after finding the instructions, I'm saying, hey, you're probably going to have to run the 4x cam sensor on the front, or 4x cam sprocket. What I did, I went ahead and did this. Went ahead and purchased a 4x, okay? And what I mean by 4x, you can see these raised sections. There's 4 raised sections here, okay? A 1x, it would be minus these 2, and it'd be almost like a half moon shape that you'll see on it. And that's what's currently in the car. But this one, what we're going to do, we're going to put this one in the car, okay? I'm going to rerun this cable here, okay? This is a cable I purchased from MSD. Let me get the number here for you, okay? And it's a glove attached to it. Anyway, it's a part number 2279, okay? So what this will allow me to do is allow me to run a 24x rear crank and a 4x front cam with the sensor, or 4x pickup. So anyway, okay, hope that kind of makes sense what we're trying to do here. So what we're going to go ahead and do, get started to get this done as quickly as we can. All we really going to have to do is just go ahead and remove the water pump, of course drain the water out of it and all that stuff. There's a little motor down here, has a belt on it, just need to loosen that, get that off. Then once we get the pump out of the way, Since I did convert it to a 2-piece timing cover, all we really have to do is take that cover off. And that exposes the cam gear, or the cam sprocket. Then all we have to do is take the sprocket off, put it back on, shove it in there, and tighten everything back, bolt it all back together, and we should be good to go. Don't think I have to retake any of the rocker arms off, any of that stuff. I'm going to try to do it all one shot and see how that goes. I think we can do it, so let's go ahead and get started and go from there. So first, water, drain, water pump, other stuff. So should be good to go. And if you don't get a wrench to undo that, it's going to sit there all day. Draining good now. Take the cap off. Okay, the only thing got to get taken off now is the water pump. Got the belts loose, hoses out of the way. So the only thing holding on is 6 little bolts. So let's go ahead and get this thing taken off. Okay, I have a pan underneath the car, so it's catching most of the water. Well, ouch. Okay, going to give you a kind of a close-up view of what we're looking at. Okay, like I said, 2-piece timing cover. Just take this plate off here, and I have access to the timing sprocket, or the cam sprocket behind it and stuff. So, and that's what we're trying to get working. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this popped off, and I'll show you what we're trying to do. So I'm not too sure I have to take the cam sensor off. I don't think so. I don't think there's any screws underneath here. So I think we're good to go. So here we go. Okay, now you can see what I'm trying to get to. Okay, trying to get this guy off here, right here. Okay, so the plans is look down. I'll bump this motor over, try to get the marks lined up dot to dot, and go from there. I don't think I even have to do that long. I get it right here on this, but just to sure, I'll make sure I get lined up dot to dot and go from there. So I have taken this off before with this like this. I had another video showing that, and you want to click up there, you can click on this link here how I did that. But anyway, I have taken this off before through here, so I should be able to do it again. So anyway, let's get started, get this off, and we'll get the new one on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just bump it over till I get the marks lined up. And you really have to look close what you're looking at. So here we go. Right here's the mark right here. So that's coming down right where we want it. Okay, so okay, get those off. The fun part, what's going to happen when I pull this off, the chain is going to try to go down all the way bottom. I do have a magnet in case I need to pull it up, but what I'm going to try to do is probably stick my magnet to keep the chain up so I don't have to reach down and grab it. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull this off, see how it goes. Get that out of the way temporary. There. Okay. Keep that just like that. This way I can reach down and get the chain and all that stuff. Okay, I'll kind of recap what I'm doing. This what was in the car, okay? And this what I'm getting ready to put in it, okay? This is a 1 times, okay? Notice just the half moon shape, okay? This is what you call a 4 times. And the reason why it's 4 times has got 4 unique timing markers on her, versus the 1 times it's just that 1 half moon. So anyway, so this is what's going to be going back on the car, and hopefully cure my problem. So this is the fun part, trying to get everything back together and go from there. So let's see if I can do it. I just about screwed up. I have a starter bump on the front of the car. We use that when we're setting the valve lashes and all that, when we had a solid roller or setup and stuff. So you just, you know, bump the motor over. I never got rid of it. It's a cool little feature to have. Anyway, I was actually getting ready to lay over. If I would have hit that while the cam wasn't connected, we had major problems. So if you're doing this, you have a bump stop or a starter bump on it, make sure you only use it to bump things over, then disconnect the battery so you do not turn that motor over. If you turn that motor, pistons and stuff starts flying into things. So anyway, I just about screwed up, but luckily I caught myself. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started and try to get this sucker on here. Okay, I have never done it this way before. I have always kept the valves off, push rods, all that stuff, so I can spin the cam where I need it. This is the first time I really tried it while everything's still connected. I think I can get it all. It came off, so one would think if I can pull it off, I can put it on. So I just have to make sure this timing mark is pushing down toward the bottom. So not too sure what's going to happen here, but let's go ahead and see what I can get done. Okay, I can see this is going to take some time. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for now. If it's success, we'll come back to it. But this is going to take some time because you have to get that chain and that sprocket right on the right lengths. Then you basically take the cam sprocket and just push it up into the cam itself. Make sure it hits that dowel hole. So if it hits that, we should be good. So anyway, let me pause the video. Then if success, we'll come back. Look at that. Sitting there on the cam and should be lined up dot to dot. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get some Loctite, get the bolts put back in there, and spin it over and make sure everything works. But it's all in there. So from what I can tell, it's lined up. So I'll verify it just one more time, but looks good from my point of view. So. Okay, got the bolts back in. I just need to get them torqued down and all that stuff. But just kind of go over how I did this and how I'm pretty sure it's all lined up, okay? Basically, the crank did not move. The cam did not move. As you notice, I still got my valve covers on, okay? Some rocker arms, push rods, all that stuff still got pressure on that cam. So that cam cannot move. Neither did the crank. It did not move. So if you get it lined up with that dowel, okay, that crank or the cam sprocket can only go on one way, okay? It has to line up the dowel. If it lines up, oh, sorry, it scared the crap out of me. That's that little bump start. But anyway, it can only go on one way, okay? So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and just spin it over here, make sure I don't hear any banging noise or comes an abrupt stall. But anyway, it should be all lined up, and all I have to do is get the cover back on, button everything up, change the harness, and let's see if we can't get this thing started on the 4x, 24 times setup. Should be interesting. So anyway, here we go. Okay, got the cover back in place. Yes, I have a screw missing there. I couldn't find it, so I just left it missing at the top, so it doesn't hurt anything. It's got an O-ring around it. So anyway, time to get the water pump back on and get everything reconnected and add water, get the wiring harness connected, and start it, see how it goes. So the sound of that makes you want to go to the bathroom. The water pump's all back on. Everything's connected up. We're adding water to it. Then once we get the water added to it, get it all burped and stuff, then we're going to get the cable swapped out. So we still got to get it up in the air, get the starter dropped, change out the connectors, and then we should be ready to fire this thing up. So anyway, That's our next task. Okay, this is the cable I took off. This is for the rear cam sensor one. I got the front cam sensor cable already installed. Oops, sorry. So it's laying here. We got water in it, so it's all primed up, ready to go. Everything's back like it was. I think this whole project maybe took an hour or so to do. So anyway, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set the camera up here. We're gonna see what happens, okay? I have not started this at all. So if this thing starts, then we know we got the right setup. If it backfires, you'll definitely hear it and see it, and probably see a person really upset. But anyway, so let's go get started with it and see what happens. What do you think? Think it will start? Huh? Yes? No? Fingers crossed, okay. Oh my gosh. See gas going in it? Huh? Okay. Here we go. I'm scared.
This thing turned off when you done that.
No, it's still recorded that.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, the screen bar.
It works.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now that's a 4x front cam sprocket and a 24x on the back, and it started. That's defended right there. It will run just like that. So anyway, man, you can't believe how happy I am. Okay, you just can't believe how happy I am. So happy I need to go shave. Anyway, kind of looks scruffy here, but kind of recap exactly what transpired here. Okay, say 24x crank, 4x front cam sensor. Okay, thing started up. You heard it on the video. This thing started, no problems whatsoever. I am so happy, you can't imagine. I mean, the instructions I have in my booklet didn't say anything about I need a 4x front cam. It's just dumb luck. I found it online somewhere and it mentioned in there. I'll post it in this video of that, and you can see where it shows 24 and a 4x front cam sprocket. But anyway, and it started right up, so good there. So we are really good to go here. We just got a few loose ends to get done here. Got a little loose wire, some more wiring to complete, not to complete, but to figure out why some lights are not coming on and on my external fuel pressure. Still got the nose to get put on. It's all been recently painted. I don't want to put it out here yet because heck, we can bump into it and scratch it up, and we haven't gone down the track yet. So anyway, so we need to get the front bumper on, and need to, to get that taken care of. So anyway, some more stuff to get done. The other thing, what we're going to do, we're going to kind of rename the car. I've been thinking about this for the longest time. My wife actually named this car the Money Pit, but we're going to come up with a new name with it. And I'm not going to reveal the name just yet, but it's going to be kind of fitting for what the car looks like. Kind of leave it at that. So I don't think I've ever seen this name on a car before. Did some research on it, so I think I'm pretty safe to use it. But you just guys are going to have to wait and see what the name of it is. If you're subscribing to my Instagram account, you will see the name before you put out the video. So I highly advise get on my Instagram account and get subscribed, follow it, and you'll see exactly what the name of the car is going to be before the video comes out. So anyway, so with that, if you do like what you see, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Tell me, hey, this is a good video. If you have any comments about what you saw here today, please leave it in the comments down. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. So with that said, project is a wrap, and I'm out of here, and time to get on to my next project. Thank you all for watching.